Hey there, horror fiends. James J. Coker here, and welcome to a new episode of Terror TVs. Season 4 of the classic horror anthology show Tales from the Crypt was probably, next to Season 2, one of my favorite seasons of the show because it had so many good, rather ghoulish and monstrous episodes. But one of my favorite episodes of Season 4 of Tales from the Crypt was not anything particularly containing ghouls or monsters or anything of that, but instead containing a lovable little Joe Pesci cursing his mouth out and two psychotic killer twins with a chainsaw called Split Personality. Tales from the Crypt's Split Personality concerns a casino con man played by Joe Pesci. Now, this con man has a love affair with everything that comes in twos, and even says how he always wanted to make it with a pair of twins. Well, he actually gets a stroke of luck when he gets into a car accident and ends up meeting a pair of lonely twin women who happen to be living by themselves in their dead father's beautifully architectured house, and they're actually worth $2 billion altogether. So, Joe Pesci ends up romanticizing both twins, but figures out he can't get all of the money unless he somehow marries both of them. Well, he actually somehow convinces the two twin girls that he actually has a twin brother himself, and this twin brother is a rather weird version of Joe Pesci if you've never seen it. A more Californian, long-haired, urban slang Joe Pesci. He ends up actually marrying both of them, posing as his twin brother for marrying the other one. So he thinks that he's doubled his bank account and doubled his pleasure, when in actuality, sooner or later, he makes a fatal mistake getting a sunburn, making the twins find out that it's really just one person. The twins obviously don't take kindly to this, and after he finds out what really happened to the father, he gets knocked out and wakes up tied up with both of them looking at Joe Pesci, dressed up in lingerie and with an odd, eerie green and pink light strewn about. Well, he finds out that the two twin girls can never really share a man, so they decide to split Joe Pesci between the both of them using a chainsaw. And using a chainsaw split right down the... Oh, God!
Bingo!
This Season 4 episode of Tales from the Crypt is a lot of fun. Though it may not have your typical rotting ghouls or monsters, it's just a lot of fun because it's Joe Pesci in his prime, pretty much right after Home Alone, and Goodfellas doing what Joe Pesci does, being a con man and cursing up a storm.
Shut the fuck up! Goofy looking fuck he was. Life's a bitch, ain't it, Wong? Get the fuck out. Fucking kid. What the fuck is this? What the fuck you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is the difference?
Not only that, the episode is a tad bit campy, and Joe Pesci is at one of his most funnest and also his most cheesiest, especially when his other twin half starts singing the horrid 90s song I'm Too Sexy in this horribly cheesy scene.
Oh, too sexy for my hair. Too sexy for this earring. Too sexy. Too sexy for this house. Too sexy for this house. Too sexy for this house. Too sexy.
Not only do we get a cursing, cheesy Joe Pesci, but the episode also boasts a little bit of camp value from the twins itself, all the way up until that gruesome, like cringe-inducing, especially if you're a guy, ending with the chainsaw. And in typical Tales from the Crypt fashion, it always has to end with a gruesome murder, and I always love the Tales from the Crypt episodes that feature chainsaws. And
Hey, get out of here with that! Are you crazy? Stop!
this is one of the best chainsaw episodes of Tales from the Crypt. But probably the biggest surprise of this episode is not Joe Pesci at his cheesiest, nor the campy twins, nor the chainsaw killing, but actually the choice that director Joel Silver, one of the big producers of the show, made with the music throughout the episode. The director peppers the whole episode with classic crooner songs from Dean Martin, Perry Como, and even Marvin Gaye. Also, another thing to mention is the rather fun, typical Crypt Keeper segments from the beginning and the end. Seeing the Crypt Keeper using eyeballs like that, and then the Crypt Keeper in a poker table using a heart like that. And of course, having a wonderful cheesy one-liner and puns at the end.
Kitties, care for a little meme of chance? Deads I win, tails you ooze.
So, if you want a really fun, cringe-inducing, yet almost kind of campy and cheesy episode of The Crypt that doesn't rely on the ghouls or the monsters, definitely check out Season 4 episode Split Personality. It's a wonderful, fun episode about a con man, twins, and love splitting somebody apart. It's quite fun.
Oh, too sexy for my hair. Too sexy for this earring. Too sexy. Too sexy for this house. Too sexy.